Hello, everybody. Welcome. Let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. This is Forboding Angel. We're going to watch another Evolution RTS game. This one is between myself and CommonPlayer. Unfortunately, it was actually long enough ago to the point to where I don't really remember what happened, so this may be a bit interesting. Some things to note on this particular version that we are playing. There have been some economy changes, specifically at this point, metal extractors and builders cost supply. So you have to balance defenses, army, and economy. Those supply values have to all be accounted for. So that makes things fairly interesting. There is no longer the runaway economy that was present before. So, well, it could be a runaway economy if that's all you did, but of course you're going to want an army in there too. So, as to be expected on a map like this, which, by the way, let's have a quick look at it. As you can see, it is very much an all-terrain map. You could go hovers with it. With droplets, it would work okay. You basically need droplets to get these hills here. You could go amphibious as well, but I think you'd run into some trouble with maneuverability, basically. But you would have these pools to work with. CommonPlayer is going to start out fairly aggressive and get some recluse in my face, but it's not going to work out very well for him because I'm going to make sure he loses several of these if I have anything to do with it. So there goes 1, 2 for free, basically. And looking for a third. Got it. Okay. But he's going to try getting my economy back here. It looks like he'll probably only... Well, he may get more than one mechs. Maybe. It depends on whether he decides to go for it over here. He's going to move in. I'm probably going to lose a recluse. Yep. There goes 1. But, stun. And a sledge to back it up, so that will do the trick nicely. He's going to send a couple more recluse. Mainly for scouting at this point. That and to just be annoying. But this one sledge should handle both of them pretty easily. There's 1 and 2. Okay. And going to lose another recluse. I'm fairly sure he probably did not mean to send that off to its death. This is another new unit. I actually wasn't aware that this unit was in the game when this replay was taken. This replay was taken about a week or two ago, I think. But there is a new unit. It's the medium generator. It is essentially directly in the middle between advanced generators and basic generators. 5 energy, 5 power, power radius 500, and I actually cannot remember, 25 supply. Okay. So still not as good as a geothermal generator, but still quite good. And looks like I'm going to move in with some sledge, a Mossberg, and a couple of recluse and get a turret for my trouble. I do not think that I can see his commander just yet. There, it just came into view. And at this point, I'll probably start targeting it or backing off. And in fact, likely I'll just back off because I don't have enough to take on his overseer directly. I'll just lose everything. So I very wisely at that point pull back. I'm moving my expansion over here to the right hand side. As you can see, CommonPlayer has already done the same thing. Not quite as well, but on the other hand, it's a little bit better defended. If I get hit over here, I'm going to lose a lot of mexes, so that's going to hurt. And looks like I've got a little, well, more or less moving my army, taking out an engineer. get a couple of mexes. I'm going to try to be cute with this hill here, but it's not very going to work. I did mix in and a little bit of aircraft with my force. Aircraft work very well when mixed with ground army. Unfortunately, they immediately get EMP'd. And that didn't work out too well for me, and now they'll probably just get owned right here. But, no, they distract enough of the shots to the point to where it actually helps me out quite a bit. But, unfortunately, that was just a bad engagement on my part. And I more or less lost my entire army as a result of it. I may get a few free recluse here, though. Putting some extra build power in my all-terrain factory, considering I am accessing very hard. And getting an advanced generator up. As you can see, CommonPlayer has 2 orbs and an engineer assisting his all-terrain factory, so he can pump out units even quicker than I am. Currently, I just have a factory and 1 builder. But on the other hand, I should have the superior energy economy. In fact, I do, by a large margin. But he's got a raiding party over here, and just like I said, I mean, I've just now got this turret going up over here. Now, if he swings around here, he will lose most, if not all, those recluse if they're not cloaked. But he's not going to, and my turret over here is way too late. However, he does have 1 recluse over here, just to be annoying. And for some reason, I sent both aircraft over here to take care of a single recluse. That was not very smart on my part. But I've got my army moving over here. I'll clean these up. I did lose, looks like 4 mexes. 5. Oh shit, no, I lost 6. Okay. So that was annoying. But not that huge of a deal. My army is at 141, his is at 199. Keep in mind, that includes economy too, so I'm not actually doing that directly. Got a bit of a fight shaping up here. Now, if I can take a good engagement here, then I can really hurt him. And there it goes. He's really moved his army into a bad spot. Unfortunately, he simply has more. So this is not going to go in my favor. And at this point, I'm in a little bit of trouble. But let's see if I can get myself out of it a little bit. I really do not want to lose this advanced generator. And he doesn't really have the energy to keep pelting away at it. So I'm going to move my oversea over here and try to get an EMP off on all of these units. And if so, then I can manage to get all of them, and these bashers are going to get hurt pretty good too. And in the meantime, I'm going to get rich. There we go. Looks like a mine took out one of the units as well. So actually, that engagement, while it went initially fairly poor for me, it ended up pretty alright. I'm going to go ahead and get some of these energy cores. And in the meantime, we've got a couple anvils moving in from the north. And this is bad for me, especially if I don't have any aircraft, which I do not. So I'm going to move more or less my entire army over here to try to take care of these. And in the meantime, we've got drones sitting over here working on CommonPlayer's extractors. Now these anvils probably won't make it very far, as I do have the energy to be able to back up firing all these, albeit barely. So yeah, he is encroaching on my side of the map quite a bit. His economy, or his metal economy, is at 13, mine is at 4, so that's fairly bad news for me, but I have a pretty large standing army still, so I'm still okay as long as I can get everything moving again. Looks like I'm going to get a brick of advanced generators going, which in hindsight would not necessarily be the best choice. It'd be better to get all these metal extractors going. But and apparently I decided that capturing this metal extractor was worth it, so he's just going to sell it. Which that works out to a net positive for me. And he's moving his army over the hill. Now, if I can position my army well enough, I can get a really good engagement and take out his army entirely. Either that or I get my face shot off, so we'll see how that works out for me. At the same time, there is a massive number of recluse, 10 recluse coming in from this side. We've got the main battle going on, and it looks like I'm going to take the main battle fairly handily. It looks like I was able to cloak all my units before. But I ran out of energy, so that may cost me quite a few units. Whereas CommonPlayer did not run out of energy, so I should have won that battle much, much more decisively than I did, but unfortunately I ran out of energy and that really cost me. I do have some units coming over here to take care of these recluse. Trying to make sure I do not lose my gunship in the process. It's very easy for them to get shot down, especially by recluse. Recluse are very good at anti-air. Well, anti-air when it comes to gunships. Yeah, try to chase them down. Even though they're cloaked, I can still have a pretty good idea of where they are. And I'm just going to try some hit and run here. But I do see that immolator there, and it gets a shot off on my wildcat, so that's not such a great idea. So I'm going to move it over here, and it's going to catch fire. And it's sitting on... it's living on a prayer at 2 hit points. Okay, so now I've got some drones getting me some much-needed vision. Because up until this point I had absolutely no idea the makeup of his base. Unfortunately for me, generally when someone does that with drones, it means they're about to launch a missile, which I do not have. Specifically a nuclear missile. So at this point he's feeling the crunch to attack me and finish me off, which he should be able to do pretty easily. My army was decimated in that last battle. And while I do have units pumping out here, I simply don't have the income to sustain it. We've got 13 metal income versus 7 metal income, and I'm not even maxed on supply, whereas he very much is. So now keep in mind, a lot of his supply is tied up in metal extractors, but at this point it doesn't really matter, considering that he can just remax his army very quickly because of all the build power and resources that he can put into it. And as you can see, I more or less suicide my enemy into this. Now, this isn't possible anymore because engineers cost supply, but yeah, in this game, CommonPlayer figured out a cute little trick, which was to have a bunch of aircraft engineers and start building offensive turrets. This was, like I said before, engineers were added to the supply cost list, and that's pretty much going to be game for me. This is obviously over. And a lone surviving storage sits down here, defiant. Was an excellent game though. Had a lot of fun, and there were 2 people watching, 2 brand new guys that were watching that really enjoyed it as well. So hopefully you did, and that's going to be it.